This is Hype Sound.
Guys, if you are live right now, click yes. Click yes, if you're getting the signal out there, because I'm live right now. If you're with me, just click yes on the live chat so I can definitely know. And we have to get it on. Talk about this fight because it is very important fight, this upcoming weekend. I mean, 2 days, no, let's say 3 days or so, 2 days in a couple of hours, because the American time always works different, so Kamaru Usman, we're going to be talking about Kamaru Usman going against Gilbert Bonds, and we're going to be analyzing, the possibilities, of the fight, being a very, dangerous fight for Usman. At the same time, we know Usman is a very well, schooled mixed martial arts. The guy always takes his craft very, very serious. And according to what I've learned so far, okay, Gilbert Bonds and Kamaru Usman, like these guys have they've sparred more than 200 times, like more than 200 times. So that shows that Gilbert Bonds understand Kamaru Usman, okay, more than, let's say, Colby Covington did. All the rest, the other guys that fought Kamaru Usman, Gilbert Bonds don't understand Kamaru Usman like Gilbert Bonds does, because these guys know each other very well. They are even friends, according to what I heard, if I don't know how true that is. I'm just starting to dive into the MMA world now because of our brothers, who are doing a very good job there. We have Sodiq there. We have Kamaru Usman there. We have Israel Desoya. We have Kamaru Usman's brother. I mean, the guy is still a prospect, but I heard that the guy's got potential. He's a knockout artist. And what's his name again? He's not something like Momodu, something like that. Oh, I have to read them. I'm not used to the MMA, so see, I forget names. If it was boxing now, I'd be telling you all this things. So now we're gonna take a look at it, right here. Compare their record, compare the people they've beaten, and see how how our brother can definitely, get this win. The card is going to be definitely interesting, right according to what I'm seeing right here. So let's take a look at it right here. Now you can of course see Kamaru Usman is a champion. Now let's compare them. This is like the matchup starts. Okay. Nigerian Nightmare. That's of course the nickname of Kamaru Usman, Nigerian Nightmare. He's really a nightmare though. And Gilbert Bonds' nickname is Durinho. Durinho is a Portuguese word, meaning strong-headed. Durinho. I think it comes from the Spanish word duro. Gilbert Bonds, a very trained mixed martial art, very trained guys. So Kamaru Usman, you can tell Gilbert Bonds has more fights than Kamaru Usman. Has 19 wins, on the his record. 3 losses, in MMA, having 3 losses is like being undefeated. You cannot count a guy with 3 losses out in MMA, in an MMA world. In boxing, yeah, we do that all the time now, counting people out when people have 5 losses. You cannot listen. I'm one of those guys that call guys that has 14 losses, for example, or 6 losses. A washed up fighter. In boxing, those guys are known as washed up fighter because boxing fans are not forgiving. MMA fans, at least at MMA fans, they get to enjoy the best fights. We as boxing fans, we don't enjoy the best fights, guys. Listen, right now, the Joshua Fury saga is still going on right now. Eddie Hearn said last month, first week of February we'll get this done. But I'm gonna be diving into that after I'm through this. I'm gonna come live again, discuss because there's something I heard recently. The fight, I hope it doesn't fall out. But I'm not liking the way the negotiations are going right now. But let me talk about Kamaru Usman now. If you're watching me right now, you know what you have to do as a Nigerian, as an African, as a mixed martial art fan, as a boxing fan, as I don't know, wherever you're from. Please click that like button. Just click that like button for me. I beg. And I go to beg when I beg. Now, Kamaru Usman has 17 wins, 1 loss. That loss that Kamaru Usman suffered, it was a loss that he wasn't supposed to suffer at that time. But Kamaru Usman was not in the UFC. Kamaru Usman, the limelight was not in him. People didn't know he was. He wasn't even start then. He was just, he, of course, Kamaru Usman has a solid amateur pedigree as a mixed martial art, for sure he does. But he wasn't known then when he lost that fight. Okay. Now looking at Gilbert Bonds, okay, the guy, solid fighter. He recently beat Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley, we all know that that guy, he was at some point the man. So country, Nigeria, Brazil. You know what I like about Kamaru Usman? Kamaru Usman is a proud, Kamaru Usman comes from Edo State, from Aushi, Kamaru Usman is one of those patriotic Nigerians. Some Nigerians, when they make it, some Nigerians, I'm not talking about some Nigerians, when they make it, they distance themselves from the country. I'll say some, okay. There's a fighter I discovered recently, the fighter discovered recently. If I tell you that guy's Nigerian, you will not believe. I'm not going to mention his name, until the time comes. But if I tell you that guy is Nigerian, you will not believe. But that guy just the guy. I thought the guy was from one of those Western countries, but he's not from that. And he was even born in Nigeria. The guy doesn't even play Nigeria. But anyway, we'll get there very soon. Maybe some of these I will talk about the guy, but right now I'm going to keep his name out right now. So now, height 6 feet 5'10". Usman is taller than Bonds. We all as you can see right here. 170 pounds, of course. Reach 76 to 71. Usman has the longer reach than compared to Gilbert Bonds. That can also play a major part, especially when you want to if the fight is going to be a fist fight, for example. Gilbert Bonds is a good wrestler, but he's not a world-class wrestler like Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman is a world-class wrestler. If this fight if this fight is going to be a wrestling match, we know Kamaru Usman will edge it, but Gilbert Bonds can also hold his own. His win over Tyron Woodley compared to the win compared to Kamaru Usman is not as impressive, but at the same time, he was able to win via decision. You know what I mean? So Kamaru Usman did the same. So now that reach will be very, very essential. Will be essential if only if they, just square off, like rough it up, like no, like don't hold each other, just like if the fight is like the Kobe Covington Kamaru Usman fight. So that would definitely play into Usman's advantage. Hold on, guys. Let me search another point for you guys. So for those of you guys who are watching, yeah. Now, okay. The leg reach, 41 to 40, just 1 inch difference. So that doesn't really make a difference. It's gonna be a very different fight, difficult fight. Why I say difficult fight? Because Kamaru Usman, is used, like Gilbert Bones knows Kamaru Usman than any other fighter. Usman's fought. He knows Usman a lot. Okay, this is gonna play as well. This is gonna play this is gonna be an advantage. Play as an advantage. You never know. So we'll just have to see how this plays out. And of course, on the card, you have other fighters who are going to be fighting as well. So let me, of course, show you guys something right here. Looking at the people they fought, it's also very important. You have to look at the people that Bonds has fought, so we're gonna run through that, and I will give you guys my final prediction for this fight. Gilbert Bonds. Okay, we're out here now. We are out here now, so let's of course take a look at it. So Kamaru Usman, let me go to the people who's fought. So in his first fight, he fought David Glover. Okay, his first fight fought David Glover. He won, of course, that fight by TKO. Now going to Gilbert Bonds, he fought Jose Salgado. Okay, and he won by submission. So let's say the guy was dominating until he fought Rashid Magomedov. I think that name sounds like people from Kazakhstan or something like that. Those guys are very, very strong, I tell you that. So Kamaru Usman fought in the second fight. He fought Jose Caceres, whom he lost to. And like I said, Usman was not signed to UFC at that time. Usman was not known at that time. So he fought Rashid Abdullah, TKO, Steven Rodriguez, TKO, Lenny Lovato, TKO, Marcus X, TKO, Hader Hassan, submission. So he's been going through, and let's just look at the names, the notable names, okay, on Usman's record that people do know. Okay, Tyron Woodley, Usman became Usman, after I beat Tyron Woodley. People started believing the name, because I remember, prior to the fight, prior to the bout, A lot of people didn't believe Usman would beat Tyron Woodley. Even though some people might say Usman is a boring fighter and other stuff, bro. Usman is Steve. Listen, Usman, like the rules of the game is to win, and Usman knows how to win. So Usman has fought 3 dangerous opponents in a row: Tyron Woodley, Kobe Covington, Hockey Masvidal, and now he's certified Gilbert Burns, who is a dangerous guy. Now let's look at notable names on Gilbert Burns' resume that the fans can relate with. Now, well, Dan Hooker. I've heard of the guy name before. I've heard of Jason Zago. I've heard of he lost to Dan Hooker though. Damian Mayer. I've heard of him before. Tyron Woodley. So let's say he's fought like 4 to 5 notable names. Okay, which is not bad. I think it's a good thing. So, looking at both fighters and their stats and everything, who do I think wins this? Listen, you guys know I'm a Nigerian, so I'm gonna be going for Usman. Okay, Usman wins. Wins via unanimous decision or majority decision. I don't know if there will be a knockout. I don't know if there will be a knockout in this fight. I don't know. There's a knockout in this fight, but I believe Usman wins. And I hope he wins. Okay. Looking at the stats, his wrestling background, and if this fight, if the part where this thing might get more interesting is if they square off in terms of like going to and just like fighting it off with just going no takedown, nothing, just like let's get it on, throwing hands and all that. That's the way they will get interesting. But if it is the usual, stuff, despite these guys knowing each other, they sparred more than 200 times and all that, like Usman, has the edge. He's a better wrestler, he can take you down, he's got those tricks, the leg tricks also there. He's got the reach, the longer reach. But the MMA, one punch can change everything. The MMA, like, everything counts. So that's why you don't really have to say too much, Now, guys, so I'm going for Usman to win via unanimous decision or majority decision. Maybe split decision. I don't see a knockout, but if Usman, does the unthinkable in terms of knocking, Gilbert Burns out, then that'll be a plus, So stay blessed, guys. Stay on Christian, but God bless you all for joining. I'll be right back to talk about Fury Joshua, because we have to talk. We have to. What is taking so long? So many things that just going behind the scene right now. I watched in some interview. We'll get back. We'll get back. Stay blessed, guys. And thanks to all of you guys that support the channel. God bless you all.